see if we can go live. You're live. Let's see if I can add the stream. All right. There's the camera. All right. There we go. Now we can switch back and forth. I don't know if they'll be able to hear me, but that's pretty cool. So now this is my TikTok. I gotta see if I can set it up some way to watch both. That's a real weird. Why is there a floating thing here for TikTok? I got a floating chat that's different. Let's see if I can make this a little bit bigger. How's that? All right. Looks like we got the feed up and running. We're not. Looks like the internet's connected. That's my car. Okay, let's go to that my yard view. Let's go back here, and that's the yard. It actually looks pretty good. It actually looks pretty good. We got nobody in the tail. We had somebody for a second. Somebody said hi. 8675309. Somebody said hi for a second. We actually had some people. Somebody came in there. Now let's see if I move myself around a little bit. Where am I gonna put myself? Just want to make myself a little bit smaller. Make sure you guys can see the camera and me. Looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. So we got different views that we're going to be switching back and forth. We got different parts of the yard. That's a lot of snow already. I got the sky as the snow comes down, so you can see. It's little drips on the camera, but that's pretty cool. You can watch the snow coming down. I thought that was pretty cool. But I just set up these cameras yesterday. I got 4 more to set up. But I think that's pretty cool. You can actually see the snow coming down. I thought that was pretty cool, something to share. So, trying to see if I can expand this view. That's pretty cool. But my internet was down for a very long time today, people. It might go down again. But yeah, it was a problem. The internet was definitely a problem. I was hoping that this would be my internet never goes down, so that's just crazy. It was even down so much today. The power's up everywhere. So what are you gonna do? Made me a little late. Made me a little bit late, people. But I hope you guys are out there snowing it around because I got a lot of snow here already. It was supposed to. It was supposed to start really heavy at 9 o'clock, but it started heavy early, which means we're gonna get a lot more snow than what I thought we were gonna get. But I think that's pretty good. We got an aerial view of the snow coming in, and then I can switch back and forth, which is pretty cool. Come on. These windows are crazy going back and forth. So now you can choose the view if you want. I'll put up all 4, and you guys can decide what you want to see. You know, you want to see the aerial view, the snow coming in. You want to see my car get buried. You want to see the backyard. I thought this would be a little cool little live. What the hell is this? Got windows open and I don't even want to open. Why is that one open? Who knows? YouTube got a little small. That's better. I haven't figured out how to use camera on both of them. I'll have to figure that out. Right now, it seems like the TikTok is using the camera, so it won't let my YouTube use the camera. So I'm gonna have to set something up a little bit different. Frame drops. YouTube's got some frame drops. I think that's interesting. We got nobody in either live. Oh, we got somebody. There you go. You got a TikTok live. Somebody's in there. That's the first. So we got different views, camera views of the snow coming in Pennsylvania. So there's 4 cameras, and depending what you want to see, I got an aerial view of the snow. I got a view of my car getting buried, and we've got a view of the yard. Depends what people want to see. Well, we had somebody for a second, but at least I was able to go live. The internet was down all morning. I tried to go live in the yard with the dogs playing. That's a no-go. So it's interesting. But we got no activity in YouTube, 0. We're live for 6 minutes and I got nobody stopping in. The YouTube is very fickle. Very hard to get people in a live on YouTube anyway. It's been a process, that's for sure. Trying to figure out how to adjust these windows. That's my mouse moving around the whole screen. TikTok gave me a floating window, which is new, but that usually doesn't happen on. Come on, man. It is interesting though playing with this. I got a floating live chat, and I got the chat also in my main window, which doesn't make sense why I have both, but it's like a floating chat. I think that's pretty cool. See if anybody stops in, if anybody wants to watch some snow. But I thought it was pretty cool. I really set up the cameras for other reasons, but I thought this would be pretty cool. You know, got a snow event coming in. Watch the snow come in. Let's see if we could see. So I got to get the right window. But it's practice for me too, you know? What is this? Cancel that. Don't want to erase that. Let's see. What do we want to see? So I can bring up my car. That's my car. It's pretty much buried already. Turn on the sound. Got nothing but like a hum. That's the wind. See the snow coming down. I think that's cool. Then, if you want, we can do an aerial view. Click the aerial view, lock that in. I think that's pretty cool. You could actually watch the snow coming down. So I think that's pretty cool. Now we just got to hope the internet stays on. Because who knows? You know? That's pretty cool. If there's anything you guys want to chit chat, like all these water trails that I thought it was interesting that so many planes were flying over. A lot of water vapor around me. I see a lot of people have been uploading that it's been happening by their house too. So I think that's interesting how much activity, how much water vapor went into our atmosphere right before the storm. Question is, who did it? Who let all the water vapor out? It's going to be good for the water supply, I guess. Snow is better than tons of rain. So if you're going to do some water releasing into the atmosphere. I guess the winter would be the best time because the snow is going to pack up. You're going to get a lot of water, you know? So I guess it's a little bit safer, but I've seen a lot of water vapor going into the air. And I thought that was pretty interesting during this storm. So that live view, that's pretty cool. So I put one of the cameras facing up into the air, and that's actually a really cool view. We got my Christmas tree there, and that's really cool. Yeah, my Christmas tree there. I love my Christmas trees. So that's pretty cool. And then you can see right into the sky as the snow is coming down. Later, I'll go out there. I'll probably bring it back down. But I think that's really, really cool. And then we got other views too. So if we want to go into another view, we can go into the view of the yard. You can see the snow's packing up already. See my grill right there? Look at that. That actually looks like that's it looks like we might have got 3 inches already or 4 inches already. I was just out there with the dogs. I went for a walk with the dogs because the internet was pretty much down. I could not get into the internet for I don't know, an hour. So now it looks like the internet's good. My internet never goes down either, which is even funnier. But yeah, it was pretty much down. First time I'm going live with both YouTube and TikTok, and my internet's down. Come on now, come on, people, what's going on over there? Where did my YouTube go? Did the YouTube shut down? I didn't shut it down. Where did the YouTube go? That's interesting. No, my live stream's there. Live stream's still going. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I got to figure out how to work the camera on both of them at the same time because I can't get myself. I can get the feed on YouTube, and I can't even tell if they can hear me. You know, so that I don't know. But one thing I do know is they can see my yard. So if they can hear me, they can actually see the yard. It's alive from my yard. See, but you see that there's a little window there where the camera, which doesn't allow the camera to do both streams at the same time, which doesn't make sense. But I'll figure that out eventually. You know, got a little bit of distortion in the window. Got to make sure that we stay live. But it's got like a little floating chat window now in the TikTok. I think that's cool. And with all the water vapor being sprayed into the air, I wanted to see exactly what kind of storm we're going to get today. So I have other cameras on the house too, but these are better. These are hardwired in, so the feed should stay up even if the internet goes down. It just won't be live, but at least I'll be able to record the event. So if I need to upload it later or whatever, I'll upload some uh, small clips from it. But be nice if it stays on. But I don't see anybody on the live. Everybody's somewhere else. I think that's interesting. My live looks like it's moving, but there's nobody in there. Keeps updating. So at least I know the signal's still good. It's detected that the live chat didn't appear on your screen in the past 2 minutes. Try using a mobile device to view your comments for your live chats and performance in real time. Really? So it's telling me that my live is not appearing. It's showing me that it's there. Is anybody really watching me that all of a sudden I can't see? I mean, the live window is right there. I see it. I see who joined, but I don't see any chats. Your live has not been detected. Let's see. Let me see. I'm gonna write something. So let's see. I just put a little text message there. Let's see. Let's see if anybody's, because it shows me there's nobody in the live at all. So I can see the live window, you know. I figured if you're locked in your house, we could chit chat. I can't tell. Let's see. Frame rates. YouTube has a frame rate issue. I don't know why. It's got a frame rate issue. Keeps saying. I don't know why that is with the YouTube. Might have to shut that off and just stay on TikTok. So I guess I'll have to put a link to my TikTok on YouTube eventually. So if I do have a problem with YouTube, people could just switch over to TikTok. Is everybody enjoying the snow? Everybody gets scared. It was funny. We're in Pennsylvania. We're used to snow. That's just, and for everybody to panic around here was pretty interesting. I was watching got a key food over here and they're like, we're out of toilet paper. People, the most inconvenient you'll be is for a week. You think you're gonna run out of toilet paper in a week? You guys serious with that one? Toilet paper? That's what you went out to get? That doesn't make any sense to me at all. Because even if the power is out, was it gonna be out? Be out for a week? Oh, look, my camera's what? My camera just having a little malfunction on my camera. That's interesting. My camera's malfunctioning. It's a pretty good. These cameras are pretty good. So I'm actually impressed with the setup on these cameras. They're like night owl cameras, and I'm pretty impressed with the setup and also the very clear picture at night during the day. So kudos to Night Owl. Your camera system's very good. I only set up 4 cameras. I got to set up 4 more, but I'm pretty impressed. That's all I'm going to say about that one. So Night Owl cameras, they're pretty good. The live feed is pretty good. That's my car, so you know we got about, oh, I'd say we got over 4 inches by now, and it just started snowing at like, say about 6. I would say it started snowing. Come on with this. I'm gonna have to get some kind of better screen or better system here for these lives. But I think that's pretty cool. We already got a lot of snow, so this should be a nice event. We haven't had we haven't had this kind of event in a while, so it's kind of good. Joined your posts. So people are joining, but I cannot see any chats. Why is that? That's pretty interesting. Oh, I see one. Somebody was in here said hi. I guess maybe people are just bobbing in and out. Maybe I don't know. Chats up in a window. I see people joining. Nobody chatting. We just all joining. But this is Pennsylvania, and we got some snow going right now. So it was supposed to start really snowing heavy at 9 o'clock, but obviously it's been snowing heavy since 6 o'clock. So it started 3 hours earlier. So I went out with the dogs, my huskies. We went for a walk. We played in the yard. I tried to do a live outside, but the internet's been down for about an hour. And in the midst of me going live, I got my church service going. So I like that. I don't really have an Orthodox church over by me, so I watch St. Deacon's live. So I listen to them live, or I'll find other services that I listen to. they're about they're a ways away from me. So I used to be in New York City, so I used to have the church there all the time, but now it's pretty far. So I'll go to church once in a while when I go to my mom's grave, my brother's grave, stuff like that. But it's great. That's the one thing that's great about technology because right now I'm so far away from a church, I wouldn't be able to go to church. But I got it on YouTube right now playing on my phone, so that's pretty cool, you know? And that there's pros and cons with technology, and that's one of the pros. I think it's awesome that you could go to church, be at home. So if you don't have an Orthodox church by you, you can actually go on YouTube and you could watch the service there and maybe eventually go down and meet with the priests or the bishops. But I think that's pretty cool. Fortunately, more people need to start attending church again. I think that's a huge problem. But I think the live is doing pretty good. I love this. This is a lot of fun. So here I am on a live, and I get to be in church too. I think that's awesome. So that's the pros too. We got a lot of cons when it comes to technology, but there's a lot of pros too. This is something you wouldn't be able to do normally. So if you didn't have a church by you, you wouldn't be able to attend service. But you're actually right now. I'm attending service. You know, service is spiritual. I wish I could be in the church itself, but there isn't one by me. And we're watching the snow. And it was funny how many people listen. I don't know what's up with people nowadays. Why everybody's panicking all the time. But buying all the toilet paper, come on, people. So the power goes out, week and a half. You think you're gonna run out of toilet paper in a week and a half? What do you think? How long do you think the snow's gonna last? Do you think the power's gonna be out for like 3 years? So the toilet paper doesn't make sense. Milk and breads, people. Milk and bread. Everybody told us milk and bread when we were younger. But toilet paper? What the hell? I wonder when the toilet paper is gonna come back. What is the thing with the toilet paper, people? I never remember people panicking and buying toilet paper. I have no idea what the deal is with that. Somebody's gonna have to explain that to me one day because I mean, come on. You'd have to be you have to be not be able to get toilet paper for about a year before you panic. I mean, if I get, you know, a big roll, I mean, it'll last me for a month and a half. I mean, how long do you think the power's gonna go out? I think that's funny. We got 0 people on YouTube. Nobody's even went in there. But, I can't really put my camera view in there because it only allows me to do it on one, so we might shut down the YouTube, and, it'd be nice if we could if I could figure out how to do both. But right now, my computer camera is only letting me maybe I could switch this event to my phone after the church service, so that way I can get both with my picture on it. Oh, look, the camera's freaking out. Camera was freaking out. It means the internet's freaking out. But I can go offline with the cameras, which is pretty cool. So even if there is an internet problem, this is why I like these cameras. They work offline or online. My other cameras I have around the house are all they need that Wi-Fi, but this is cool because these are hardwired in. So I think that's pretty cool. Looks like nobody's joining the TikTok. Oh, there's some people joined, but nobody's. It's not showing me anybody. Real time viewers 0. New followers 0. Gifts 0. Total views, let's see, 0. So people are joining. Where are you guys joining that I'm showing 0 on everything? Because it looks like there's people joined from your posts. I have to figure that out. I am live on TikTok, right? Yeah, I'm live, 32 minutes. This is funny trying to figure this out. Most people won't do this. They won't go live trying to figure that they like to make sure they got their everything in their ducks in a row. But I'm not AI. That's something they can't say. They can't say they're not AI. I can say when I make a mistake and you see my mistake, you know that I'm not AI. So that's pretty cool. That's one of the reasons I'm doing that. All these scripted stuff is just if you got if you got YouTubers and TikTokers and it looks scripted, it is scripted. So I see a lot of podcasters that they feed off each other. They'll probably go out and have dinner with each other afterwards. That whole, it's almost like wrestling, which is not real. Yes, you do get hurt because you're doing some acrobatic stuff, but it's not real, people. Come on, man. So wrestling, yes, you do get hurt because you're doing crazy jumps. You're a stunt man. Wrestling is basically a bunch of stunt man, which is still it's impressive, but it's not real. Come on, man. I loved Hulk Hogan, but when he used to get beat to a pulp, I've been beaten to a pulp in real life. Sometimes you have the strength to get up, sometimes you don't. But wrestling itself is fake, but they are like stuntmen. So yeah, they get hurt, you know. And I loved watching it, but now it's like General Hospital. It's like a soap opera now. I used to like watching wrestling, and the stories were good, the characters were good, but it wasn't so much drama like it is now. Jeez, it's like might as well watch a soap opera than watch wrestling. My friends still like it; they still go see it, but to me, it's got way over the edge with the drama. They had some good scripts when I used to watch. I wonder why it's still. I guess I could adjust this as I'm live. Look at that. Oh, hey people, look, I could play with it. So that's one of the reasons I go live without a script because I'm not AI. I'm an actual person. So that's pretty cool. There's so much AI out there now. And I'm telling you, you people think it's real. And that's scary. Sometimes I go into chats and say, hey, people, this is AI. How do you not know that's AI? I mean, it's so fake. But people are believing it's real, you know? That's a problem. Not a lot of discernment in our world right now. Very hard for people to discern things. Look, we got nobody in the YouTube live. I'm gonna just have to see if I could. Usually, you think one of my friends would have popped in my TikTok by now. Maybe they're out there playing in the snow. Looks like TikTok. 35 minutes on and nobody. Even though it shows me people entered the chat, people joined, somebody said hi. It says I have no views. That doesn't make sense. Hmm. Yeah, it says no views. I think let's switch the view on the camera. That's the aerial view. I set that up. I thought that was pretty cool. Then we have let's put it on the car, which is getting buried. Yeah, the car's getting buried. That's fun. That's going to be fun to watch the car get buried. That's pretty interesting. It's definitely snowing out there, people. Not as fast as I thought it would be. It's still early. It's only 10:30. So we still got it's gonna snow till Monday, I think they said. Monday, like 7, I think, 7 PM or something like that was the window. So we'll see. But that's a pretty cool view. That's my car getting buried by the snow. And I get to listen to my church service while I'm live. I got a notification. What do I got here? No snow apocalypse. Live feed from Pennsylvania starts in 10 minutes. Get ready. Oh yeah. I didn't have internet, so I couldn't start it. So that was a little bit of a joke, and that's never happened, you know? No internet now. It looks like the internet's on, but I really can't tell if anybody's watching because it shows me 0 on everything, but it gives me a list of people that joined, but it basically says there's 0 people that entered the TikTok, so that's interesting. So right now, I'm playing on the internet. I'm listening to church service. So there's always pros and cons to technology. I think that's great that I could, 'cause I don't have an Orthodox church, Russian Orthodox church by me. So it's nice that, oh, camera's going crazy. What's going on here? Camera just went crazy. Very cold out there. I just think that's the internet going on and up. Wow, that's great. That's a great look. Look at that look. Look at that. The way the snow looks in the car. I don't know if you could really get a it's almost like sparkling by the car when it crosses the color of the car. That's pretty cool. I think that's pretty awesome. Look at that. Look at that. Did you see that wind? Oh, that was great. So it's going down, and then the wind gusts. Look at that. Just pushes the snow. So now the wind is picking up. So I think that's great. This camera's pretty good. Uh, I bought it from Night Owl, the whole system. So I only set up 4 of the cameras. I got to set the other 4 up. I got to give them kudos. It's easy to set up, easy to work the software. You know, very good picture, very clear at night. So you got to give them kudos. So if you guys want a security system that's wired or wireless, they got both. I know it's pretty good. I'm impressed with them. So I think that's pretty cool. That's a great feed right there. And you could see the wind. Look at the wind coming in. The camera catches all of it. That is impressive right there. You see that? That is so cool. Look at that. It gets it all. The camera gets it all. I think that's great right there. You know? So in the middle of the stream, I think that is awesome because you could see actually the snow coming in and you see when the wind picks up. So that's pretty cool. That's a great feed right there. Kudos, Night Owl. That is pretty awesome. You know, I definitely have to get set up the other 4 cameras too. This is like a backup camera system. I have another camera system too that's running right now too. So I got that too, but I think that's great. Let's see if we can get another view. Let's see if we can get it out of the yard. Oh yeah, the yard's piling up. The snow's piling up. That is great. Look at the snow pile up there. It's going to be a fun day of shoveling, people. I'm going to leave the live feed on when I go out to shovel and bring the dogs out. We already went on a walk. They were in the yard for a while. Tried to do a live from there, but it would not let my could not get any internet to do the live. Look at that. That's great. That's a great view. Listen, great system, people. We're going to see how it holds up. So this is online, offline, so you don't need internet for this to work. So even if your internet goes out, if you have power, you'll still be able to get recordings. in the yard. You just have to hook up an HDMI cable to your. You have to connect it to your TV so you can see the feed if it's down. If the internet's down, but I could do it either way. I could do it through Bluetooth or I could do it wired, which is awesome. But that's a pretty good. Look at that picture. I mean, that's pretty good. That's impressive, I tell you. So you can see all the snow, the wind. That's awesome. I think that's great. So let's see. I don't know really if anybody's seeing this because usually people will pile into my lives on TikTok. YouTube is almost impossible to get people to watch the lives, but the live is there, so that's pretty good. I'll figure out how to get people in there. I mean, you can pay. Listen, most of these big YouTubers, podcasters, they're paying for their views. You don't get that big, and YouTube will offer you, different packages. If you want to get more views, you want to get more subscribers. I just haven't done that yet, but maybe eventually. And some reason this internet camera, my computer camera, always has little glitches here and there. You know, like it can't keep up with the frame rate on the lives. But I mean, it still comes out good. You know. Uh-oh, camera system's flicking out. See, the internet's not flicking out, so I wonder why the camera system's glitching like that. Maybe it's a frame rate issue also on the camera system. Oh, it's definitely glitching out right now. So I've definitely covered everything, so everything's water sealed. There shouldn't be no problem with the water. Let's just switch the feed. What do we got? What are we gonna switch to? Oh, let's watch the other part of the yard. This camera I gotta fix, but I didn't get to fix it last night. Well, that's pretty good. That's the back of my yard. Still an impressive picture. Impressive video, you know. I'm impressed with this new system that I just installed. You got to be at least like, wow, that's my fire. Is that my fire pit? Yeah, that's my fire pit. That's probably about 10 inches already. The fire pit's about 10 inches tall. So the snow's picking up, but there was still a little bit of snow here. There was probably a couple inches of snow here, so that's why it's probably so high already. But I love that camera system. It picks up the wind going by. There's my Christmas trees. I love my Christmas trees. You know? That's pretty good. Lighting is a little. I got to do something better lighting on the lives. Let's see. No matter what lighting I change, maybe I'll paint the room. I have not put the compound and plaster on the walls yet. Maybe if I paint the room, the lighting will get better. I got paint for it already. This was actually it's gonna be my office. It was my brother's room before he passed away. So I got colors from him. He loved his mints in the garden, you know. So to him, when he'd always tell me, "Don't cut my mints when I'm cutting the grass." He loved his mints. So I got a mint color for the walls. So I got a lighter green and I got a mint color for a lighter green for the ceiling and a mint color for the walls for my brother, you know. So that should be pretty cool when it comes out. I'm gonna have to compound and plaster. I'm gonna be snowed in for a while, so I could probably do it in about a half a day. Get everything compound, taped, and plastered, and then sand it. Add a little paint. Maybe that'll change the lighting in the room, you know. But definitely always some sort of problem with the lighting. Change the view. We got the aerial view. I think that's pretty cool right there. So it's going to be nice to see the stars when the sky is clear. I'm going to see what the camera looks like when you see the stars at night. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, I still love going to church service, but I haven't been there in a while. Hopefully, I'll be able to. I don't know if I'll be doing any moving, but maybe I'll move somewhere closer. I don't have any. There's no Orthodox church, no Russian Orthodox church by me. Gotta go like 2.5 hours to go to church. So I go once in a while, but I don't have anything next to me. So TikTok 48 minutes and nobody's joined in 48 minutes. What's up? We out there playing with the snow, shoveling. To me, it's too early to shovel. I'll let 6 to 8 inches come down first. I shovel twice. Shovel a couple times. This time, I'm probably gonna have to shovel about 3 times. We're gonna go get close to 20 inches. So I let it. One new message. Hi, fog water. Is that what it is? How you doing? Finally got somebody to say hi. Still doesn't show me that I have any viewers in there. Or at least there's a hi in there. So I know that somebody can see the live. I just don't understand. It doesn't give me anything in the live count. It's telling me to go to my phone for my live count. Which maybe I'll do that after service. Right now I'm listening to church service. So after that I'll go to my TikTok live on my phone and see maybe my live is not working. My live chat is not working on my computer. Maybe you guys are all there. Maybe I just don't see it. So that's interesting. I guess we'll do that. But church service first. Then I'll switch over to my phone to see if you guys are live chatting in there. You know? That's the aerial view. Let's go. Let's go to the car. Where's the car? Yeah, car's gonna be buried. And it's not that much by the tires. What do we got? 4 inches there? Maybe 5 or 6 inches. Car's definitely gonna be buried by the end of the day. But we'll go out there. I'll leave the live on. I go out there. Once it gets to about 6 to 8 inches, I go and shovel. So it's easier to shovel when it's soft, waiting to the end. And with this cold weather, it's going to turn into like concrete. So it's always better to go out every couple hours and shovel less snow than it is to try and move a giant mound of snow later, because then it just freezes and then it becomes a lot harder. So uh, after 6 to 8 inches, I'll go out there. Very easy to shovel because it's powder. It just moves out of your way, no problem. There's no effort exerted. Uh, so it's always better to go out there and shovel multiple times than it is to try and shovel 20 some inches at once, you know? But we're definitely going to get a lot of snow there. You can tell my car is definitely getting buried. We haven't had a snowstorm like this in a while, which is pretty cool. I think that's cool. I was just saying on the TikTok probably a week before this snowstorm how I was happy that we only get 7 to 10 inches. Like I like 7 10 inches, great, easy to move around. You still have fun in the snow. And I was saying how we haven't had a storm like this in a while, but guess what? We got one now. It's amazing that my dogs are not in here right now. They conserving energy. They got to be sleeping in the other room. Usually my dogs be in this room with me. I got a blanket on the floor for them and everything, and they're just like on their own. They're like, man, we're gonna stay in the other room. Usually they'd be right with me, but today they're in the other room. I wonder I wonder if the chat is actually active, but I just can't see it on my computer. That's pretty interesting. It gives me a message that I need to go to my phone to see my live chats, which don't ask me why that is. Your post your live highlights to reach more people. That's later. I do highlights later, you know. We got a plow going by. Somebody's actually moving. System activity. No notifications. Well, we'll see. I'll check my phone after church service. I'll go to the phone and see if there's live chats in there. It shows me that people are joining. Some people are saying hi, so I see them, but not a lot of activity. I see no views at all today. Real time viewers 0, total viewers 0, gifts 0, new followers 0, no hearts. So who knows? Maybe nobody's viewing it. I'm just having a lot of fun on my own. It's okay. I could do that too. But really, I'm testing out the cameras too. I think that's awesome. Let's see if we can get a different view. What do we want? Let's do the backyard. But I'm getting familiar with the lives. You're never going to get a scripted live for me. That's just not what I do. When I make mistakes, you'll know I'm not AI. So that's really why I'm doing it. So it doesn't matter if it sounds right, it doesn't sound right. The one thing you could definitely tell is I'm real. And that's why it's a lot of times these scripted podcasters are scripted for a reason. They feed off each other, you know. Not much has changed in the media sphere to make you think that you also have all of a sudden the people that are on your YouTubes and your TikToks, 90% of them are bought people. Bought and paid for, some of them to get messages out. Some of them are just bought because they're advertisers, but they're all scripted. Most of them, they're told what to feed you, and they're paid to tell you what to feed you. It's not really free speech. You have to understand something. If somebody is paying somebody to put a narrative out there, it's no longer free speech. That means it's a control grid, you know? So free speech means that you're not tainted, right? So if somebody pays you to say something, you're tainted. You can say it, but you're tainted. You can't sit there. If you're paid, you should be letting everybody know, hey, I'm paid. This is a script they got me. And, you know, go out there and do what you got to do. But to lie, take money, and put a narrative out there that somebody else wants you to put, that's not free speech. You're pretty much a corporate. You work for a corporation, country, corporation, whatever, you know? With me, I'm not really looking for scripted lives. I'm not looking to make $1 million off of this. I'm not looking to make any money. I'm just having fun. If it picks up, picks up. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I was always taught to work hard. So that's what I plan on doing, you know? I think this camera system is really good. See if we can extend that a little bit. Make that a little bit bigger. How's that? This is a night owl system. So I just picked this up, and I don't often give kudos, but I'm impressed with the system so far. We'll see how it goes, but I'm pretty impressed with the system. The cameras are good, the software is good, everything's easy to use. It took me a little while to find a software for my computer so I could download it so I could watch it on my computer, but I got that done. That was pretty cool. I also have my HDMI cable hooked up to my computer. So if I want to watch it while it's offline, I could do that too. Let's see what view you want to see right now. Aerial view. We'll go aerial. You can see the snow coming down. That's going to be great. That view right there when the stars are out. That's going to be unbelievable. So I pointed that camera up at the sky on purpose. That should be fun. Hi there, Sherry. Strawberry. That's good. Is that how you say it? Thanks for stopping by and saying hi. I still don't see any live count. So you're actually talking to me, so that's good. So it is live, but I have no live count in my TikTok at all. So I can't even see whether anybody's in the live or not. But obviously, since you responded, obviously people can see it. So that's pretty interesting. So I'm going to go on my phone after church service. I got that playing in the background. Yeah, I don't see a live count. I don't know. I don't understand why. Usually, you always see the live count, but it told me to go to my phone. Maybe they're having a problem with their live to use my phone for my live. But right now, I got church service on my phone. So as soon as church service is done, I'll switch over and see what's going on with the live and the TikTok. But I got my camera system going as it's snowing. So I got an aerial view, which is going to be great for looking at the stars. So I put one of the cameras facing the sky. So the snow's coming down. You can see the snow. You see my Christmas trees. They're really tall. See, they're bigger than the house next door. Yeah, I heard Texas got a lot of ice. I was watching people sledding down the roads. I mean, everybody's having a ball, so it's cool. I heard Texas got a lot of ice. I've been watching the feeds and stuff like that. So I heard Texas had a lot of ice. I'm still gonna check like Tennessee and stuff, but by me, I'm gonna show you a live feed now of my car. It actually started snowing here earlier than it was supposed to. So there's my car. That's pretty much got to be at least 6 inches, I think, by now. So it's supposed to start at like 9, really snowing heavy, but it started at like 6. It was supposed to be like just like very little snow from 6 to 9, but it started snowing at 6. So when I went out there with the dogs at about 7 o'clock, I already had like 2 inches down. So it should be interesting to see how much snow comes down since it started earlier. Thinking it's going to be a good event, you know. So we'll see. Yeah, it's sleet and ice. Yeah, sometimes the snow is better. Ice storms are dangerous. I almost an ice storm almost got me once on 84 when I was driving on 84. We were going down Mountain Road, and it was raining, but there was no freezing. But I guess when you get up there higher in the elevation on Mountain Road, basically we hit a patch of ice going down Mountain Road, and We clipped one car. It spun us around. We were going down reverse. We went into the embankment. We were going in reverse, no control, and we were about to go over the mountain. And somehow my car clipped the guardrail. The rear end clipped the guardrail and spun us back onto the highway and spun us like a couple of times hitting the guardrail. And we got stuck front end under the guardrail. That's actually what saved us. Just that little clip on the back of the car pulling us back on the highway. If that didn't clip us, we would have been gone. We would have been off the highway, flipped over a couple of times, and that would have been it. But we got lucky. But that was rain. The temperature was high enough so it shouldn't freeze. But when we hit the top of the mountain, 84 by Mountain Road, it was just completely, completely just one ice skating rink. Yeah, well, I usually stay home on the ice too, but like I said, in the lower levels, it was hot enough by where we were. I was driving my friend home from work, and it was definitely hot enough that it shouldn't freeze. But I guess when you got to the top 84, that's a little bit higher elevation, a little bit colder, a little bit wind. And when we were going up the mountain, no problem, not even a slightest shimmer, shake, nothing. But as soon as we crest like a roller coaster, we crest and started going down, it was just one big sheet of ice. And that was just like you had no control at that point. No matter what you did, you left, right, you had no control over the vehicle. So that was something. I usually don't drive any ice either, but I'm used to it. I mean, I used to work outdoors all the time. But that was look, I had a Hummer and I was in the city, New York City, and I had a Hummer. And even that, four-wheel drive, four-wheel lock, that still slid out in the ice. So ice is dangerous. It's definitely no joke. And that day that we had that car accident on a highway that was up and down, upstate New York, Pennsylvania, they don't salt anymore. And that's the problem. They get these ice events and they don't like the salt. I don't think they have salt anymore. I think they gave up on the whole salt thing. But it's interesting. It was definitely close that day. A couple times in my life, a couple times I actually did die. I experienced death 3 times in my life. So, and a couple times I came real close to death. So that's pretty interesting. When I was a baby, I had crib death. I actually was dead, no heartbeat, no breathing. My grandma revived me by putting me under cold water and ice. So she actually revived me. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here today. So that was pretty interesting. Yeah, staying home during the ice event is very smart. That's for sure. Now, today I was supposed to go live earlier, but there was no internet whatsoever. I don't know what was going on. My internet never really cuts out over here. Very rare, unless there's like a power outage. The internet doesn't really cut out. But I couldn't get the live event to go for about an hour. You know, that's a great camera angle. That's pretty cool. Let's see. We'll go to the yard. Oh yeah, we got about 6 inches already. So we're ahead of schedule. You know, we're definitely ahead of schedule on the snow amount. So this should be interesting. We got nobody in the YouTube live. Not a soul. I think we'll shut down the YouTube live. Nobody's really paying attention to it. So we'll shut that down. Let's end the YouTube stream. YouTube is very hard to get